What's up guys, DeadAce here and welcome to the second part of the final balance changes. This time I'm gonna talk about only the most important changes of the characters. We already know that all characters are getting throw damage and stun buffs and nerfs and reversal changes on collision boxes, hitboxes and hurt boxes as well. So I don't wanna bore you guys reading that bunch of universal changes. I will still post all these changes, but I'm going straight up for the most important ones. In my previous video I talked about Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Kami and Nash changes, so if you wanna check out these changes, click on the video card above. So let's continue with Bison. They added an additional frame on his standing light punch, so it's now +5 instead of +4. His standing light kick is nerfed now, it's 0 on hit and -2 on block, so it no longer combos into light scissor kick, EX scissor kick or light punch psycho blast, unless it's a counter hit. Also he lost pressure afterwards because the move is -2, so now your opponent can counter hit with a light attacks if you press a button. He will gain more big gauge meter when countering an opponent's physical attack with his V skill. His light psycho blast or psycho ball increased to 12 frames on startup. EX Devil Reverse increased the recovery on landing by 6 frames, so this move will be more punishable now. His light scissor kick starts faster now with 11 frames, but they changed the pushback on block. Might be an increase on pushback because the move is faster than before. They decreased the startup of his medium scissor kick as well. So let's go with Vega. They buffed his crushing heavy punch with claw and not claw. With claw he has 3 active frames now instead of 2. Also he can hit opponents who try to cross him up. Definitely a good buff as he doesn't have good anti-air options. His heavy punch target combo is special cancelable now on his second hit. You might be able to cancel it with an EX Flying Barcelona attack, so he will have more options for combos, juggles and mix-ups. And he got more V gauge meter gain when using his V skill after his target combos. You can now cancel his V skill into a critical art, so that means that you can also cancel his target combos into V skill and then critical art. They decreased the damage when using standing B trigger and air B trigger, but they increase the juggle potential when used in air combos, and they increase EX meter gain. You might be able to juggle with EX Flying Barcelona attack after using B trigger. They increase the damage and stun for crushing B trigger and EX meter gain as well. Light Crimson Terror increased the pushback on second hit, so he can no longer make loops when he counter hits with his light kick. Dhalsim, you can cancel his jumping medium punch into V skill on hit. Maybe this buff can lead into new mix-ups, who knows. Ease the air combo count for his critical art. This is actually an universal change for all the characters where comboing your opponent with a multiple hit special move or critical art while being on air will be more effective. You will have less chance on dropping hits. They increase the damage of his V trigger and the amount of EX meter gain as well. Zangief increase the horizontal pushback distance on mid-air hit of his standing light punch. The opponent will get further away when using the anti-air jab, that means less pressure. They increase the crouching light punch damage, but they nerf the active frames to 2 frames. Increase the total frames to 14. Decrease the advantage on hit from 4 to 3 frames. So his crouching light punch won't be that godlike anymore. He won't be able to cancel his crouching light kick into a special move, so crushing light kick into a double lariat is gone. The knee hammer, his forward medium kick, they increase the landing recovery by 3 frames, so it will be more punishable now, but on hit and block will stay the same. They also increase the recovery of the double lariat by 5 frames, is more punishable. They can buff his counter special move, the Thunderstorm, start faster now with 2 frames. They increase the stun to 300, but they change the command to Dragon Punch plus 2 punches instead of 1. Reduce the recovery on whiff by 10 frames and cannot be cancelled after a regular move. That's good because it can be cancelled by accident. This move is pretty useless in Season 2, I haven't seen that often, so they are buffing this move in exchange for his normal nerfs, his normal move nerfs. And they increase the amount of EX mirror gain for his V trigger. Karin, they nerfed the shit out of her standing medium kick. increase the startup to 8 frames, increase the recovery to 16 frames. She's plus 4 now on block, so the move is punishable now for those who have 3 frame normals. And on top of that, they decreased the pushback distance on block. This is a very important nerf for her. Standing heavy punch is now crush counter, so you can follow with combos, nice buff in exchange of her standing medium kick nerf. Standing heavy kick is lower with 12 frames instead of 10 frames of startup. Crushing light punch changed the float value for meter hit. Karin players like to use her crushing light punch for resets in the corner, so it seems we have different properties now. Not sure if it's for good or for bad. And they also nerf her V-trigger by increasing the amount of gauge consumption upon activation and change the timing as well when using her V-trigger moves. Our Mika increased recovery on her dive bomb by 3 frames, so the move will be more punishable on whiff. Her forward heavy punch is now cancelable into special move and a B skill. Her forward heavy punch is now cancelable into special move and B skill. And they increase the damage of all her command throws, some changes of her character box, and of course more recovery on whiffs as well. Birdie, he can no longer carry cancel normals with standing medium kick, so he cannot add more range on normals when cancelling the standing medium kick with them. They also remove the throw invisibility for his EX command grab, so he can no longer beat opponents' regular throws with this move on wake up. They buff his heavy bullhead damage in normal and mid-trigger state. Reduce distance of bullhorn when he drops back at move startup. Necalli, throw distance reduced on his throws only in B-trigger, so he might be able to do some easier setups after this. Opening dagger, his overhead, reduced distance on block, so opponents will have more chance on punishing the move. His V skill is V-trigger cancelable now, but they reduce the amount of V-gauge meter gain, even if you use it after his target combo. Damage was increased for his light, medium and heavy command grabs, and he got a new move only in the trigger. He did get a lot of nerfs, so he will stay top tier for sure. Rashid, crushing heavy punch, increased startup to 10 frames and decreased the advantage on hit to +6. They didn't hit this move that hard, so still will be godlike as always, no big nerfs so far. They decreased the combo scaling when using the rapid button pressing on the spinning mixer, so it will do more damage, and the second level of button match version of the medium spinning mixer can be cancelled into a critical order. That's a nice buff. And he will gain more EX meter when using his V-trigger. Laura, standing medium kick, is nerfed. They increased the startup to 7 frames, so the move is lower now. No spam friendly anymore. Will be easier to punish if the Laura player tries to do another standing medium kick if the opponent blocked the first one. Her V skill, they decreased the damage, but they buffed the advantage and disadvantage. +4 on hit and -6 on block, but if you make a midi, it's -3 on block, so it can be safer. She can make better midi setups with this move. Her V-trigger is 3 bars now, so it will take more time to charge the V-trigger. They extended the V-timer effect length time though. You can now cancel her fireball into V-trigger, and while being on V-trigger, you can be cancelled into V-skill, a pretty nice buff in exchange of her nerfs. You can either use the V-skill as a dash after the fireball cancel for mix-ups and resets, or the overhead for midi setups. Fang, not too much changes on Fang. Increased the amount of V-gauge meter gain for his V-skill, damage increase for his Sotoya, and less recovery on his heavy Revenda, so it's now 30 frames instead of 33. I think Fang will be just fine with all the universal changes. He's really strong in the right hands and can cause a lot of trouble. So I think it will definitely be stronger in Season 3. Okay, for my guy Alex, standing medium punch, reduce pushback distance on hit, very nice for pressuring. They nerfed the shit out of his overhead? I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. More nerfs for Alex. Increase the recovery on block to -6 and decreased the pushback distance on block. That was not necessary at all, man. Seriously. Oh well, at least they buffed his Lariat, advantage on hit is +7 and has 4 active frames now. Increased the damage and stun on his command throws. And they fixed the knee smash bug where the charge direction was changed after hit. So now you can perform a slash elbow afterwards. The medium and heavy knee smash increased the active frames by 2 frames. Change the movement distance. I hope they make this a buff and not a nerf. And the landing recovery on width increased by 5 frames, so yeah, more punishes for him. Not sure why the nerfs, but I hope the overall changes can make Alex stronger. Guile, not too much on Guile. His knee bazooka, back or forward light kick has 20 frames on recovery now, and his rolling sobat, his back or forward medium kick, has better range, so yeah, still top tier. Ibuki, they decreased her vitality. The first character I've seen so far with her vitality decreased. Her standing heavy kick is buffed, is now +3 on hit. You might be able to combo afterwards with light normal, I guess. Crouching medium kick is now +3 on hit and -2 on block. Her jumping medium punch has combo restrictions now. Her jumping target combo has more knockback distance on hit, so no more pressure after this. EX Kunai also nerfed, increased recovery by 4 frames. They also increased the knockback distance for the explosion hit, so she can no longer follow up with her jumping target combo. Decreased the amount of V-gauge meter gain on hit. Her retrigger stun was decreased to 80. Has combo restrictions now. If you checked my early changes video, she can no longer juggle after using the bomb. So yeah, her 50-50 and guess game has been nerfed a lot.